5th of August 2022. Signs tell you where you are. Road clear at Hillside Crescent. The road is clear. This is remote monitoring with video, spying from a distance. Remote monitoring with technology and video. That's what optical zoom enables. Remote monitoring. Spying. This is what Amazon workers must endure in West Hill. Snow. April 5th, 2022. Home sweet home. I don't think Mum's going to need the snowblower yet, or we'll need the snowblower. It's not deep enough. When it's not deep enough, you use shovels, but when it gets deeper, snowblowers can be effective to clear snow, deep snow. It's snowing today, in April. This is spring. Spring. Spring in West Hill, Aberdeenshire, North East Scotland. Locations matter. It's the 5th of April 2022 in West Hill on West Hill Drive, Aberdeenshire. You need to stay healthy to live up here. Get up those steps in winter. I can't really see much ahead of me, just white and steps. I mean, it must be horrendous to be disabled, to be blind. Snow, white clouds and white snow make it hard to see what's ahead. I mean, this is disabilities and steps on a path up to the summit of Hillside Crescent, the green field. This is West Hill. There's West Hill Heights. On the 5th of April 2022. Spring. Doesn't feel much like spring today. This is an April snow shower falling off the trees, but it's also snowing. You can see it's snowing through the trees. Snowing in the northeast of Scotland on the 5th of April 2022. You don't want to stand under a tree when it's snowing. The snow drips off trees. 5th of April 2022 from West Hill Heights. This is the golf course. You can see the snow falling. April showers. April snow showers. In spring, after the clocks went forward. Into a new era of more daylight. When the clocks go forward, you get more daylight in the evening. When you shoot video naturally, you can make mistakes. You know, the best people that produce videos have teams behind them and edit videos. Amazon have made up West Hill Heights. Let's start talking technology. The end of 2008 and the Sony Handycam with optical zoom 10 times, digital zoom 120 times. A Sony Handycam where you can zoom right in on the rooftops of houses. This is optical zoom. Zooming in shows more detail. This was the world's smallest pocket camera. I mean, it has an excellent scrolling wheel that makes zooming really easy. This is something, there's no other camera like it. I mean, ideally, I would want a new one, but it's not on the market. Sony seems to have ditched this concept, this innovative concept. I mean, the future is smartphones. but there's still a role for cameras. Because cameras with a scrolling wheel are easier to use when you're wearing gloves, for example. I'm not wearing gloves just now, but it makes it possible. You can't use smartphones with gloves. Not with a touch-sensitive screen. The likes of Sony haven't thought about that with their innovation. Samsung is focusing on foldable phones to show people more detail. But I mean, what you need is durable technology that works when there's harsh conditions. Durable technology on the mass market. With optical zoom. You need, if you're going to make foldable phones, you need to be able to write a description and be able to speak back that description on video while shooting video at the same time. This is innovative. This is how better quality videos get spread around the internet. Storytelling makes video interesting, and technology innovation enables better quality knowledge to be spread around. Am I making sense? Because doctors say I don't make sense. And that's a whole different ballgame. I seem to still be recording. But you also don't know when video is going to split itself into multiple files. Sometimes it can happen at random. And that's annoying. When that happens, you need video editing software to combine videos. But it's better to keep videos short. Shorter videos spread around the internet much faster, gain attention, and lead to innovations. You see this? The road is clear, Hillside Crescent, while the pavement is not. This is the 5th of April, 2022. I saw no snowplough clear the road. The reality is the snow didn't lie on the road. It fell on the grass, on the pavement. But there is another issue, because Aberdeenshire Council tend not to be clearing the pavements anymore. And they face, from this year, 2022, a £60 million deficit, so said West Hill councillor Ron McHale last year. The council are opting, or they did this last winter, they opted to close the schools rather than clear the pavements. West Hill residents are affluent. They've got cars to get to the shops. But being able to walk on the pavement is not just low carbon transport, it's cheap for people with not much money. That's why, yes, it's economic for people on a low income to be able to go on bikes, pedal power bikes, and walk. The council should really be clearing pavements. The trouble is, they don't know when snow is going to fall, and there's a vast network of pavements. But historically, in the 1990s, pavements were cleared, or West Hill Drive was, when children walked to school. West Hill Academy was always open during the 1990s, under headmaster Peter Gibson. After him, there was Derek Thompson. They were the headmasters or the rectors of West Hill Academy. Peter Gibson always kept the school open in periods of harsh weather. and the school attendance was quite big. Lots of people made it to school because they lived locally and walked on pavements that had been cleared by Aberdeenshire Council. But actually Aberdeenshire Council was launched in 1996 and became, it used to be Grampian Regional Council. Grampian Regional Council became Aberdeenshire Council in 1996. Grampian Council covered Aberdeen City, Aberdeenshire and Moray. Grampian Regional Council split into 3 different councils. So with 3 different councils, it's very much important that staff in these councils communicate with different councils across the Grampian region, because some of the issues that people face in Aberdeen City, Aberdeenshire and Moray are the same throughout the Grampian region, or what was the Grampian region, although Aberdeen City tends to get less snow than Aberdeenshire. Aberdeenshire is rural country roads, lined with trees, forests in the countryside, green fields, cows and sheep grazing. Although there is a small amount of countryside in the boundary of Aberdeen City, but Aberdeenshire is more rural, with agriculture land to feed people in Aberdeen City. So this underlines the importance of staff in Aberdeen City, Aberdeenshire and Moray communicating. It's easier with email. Email allows council staff to keep records of their own correspondence and their contribution. But phones provide a more immediate form of communication, enable more vulnerable members of communities to get help when they're most at risk, in peril, in distress. Using multiple forms of communication enables messages to get through. Phones didn't always used to exist. Before phones, there was telegrams, messages. I'm not sure if they were delivered via pigeons. I think that might have been a fantasy. I did watch Pigeon Street. But certainly telegrams were messages on paper delivered before phones. And they often took days to come through. Days for messages to come through. Now with social media, messages come through in an instant. With digital technology and uploading video, it's easier to see what's going on in other parts of the world. The other side of the world. From Australia, what's going on in Australia, from people in Scotland. Methods of communication have improved, from telegrams to phones. TVs were invented. In came John Logie Baird. And the BBC started broadcasting. Walking through deep snow, trudging through deep snow is never easy. It's hard work, tiring. There's 35 minutes of battery life and 42 minutes of footage, but I don't know how much I've recorded. I don't know what footage is on here, or what the quality of the video is like, the quality of the message. I also don't know whether video files have been split. When you shoot for a long period of time, video files can be automatically split. So you need to go for video editing. OpenShot Video Editor works well. It's free, open source, works on Windows, Mac and Linux. This is the benefit of open source software. And programmers spending their time devoting time and effort to making software free. It enriches quality of life, enables better quality messages to be disseminated via video. It enables storytelling, education, to inform and educate. The mission of the BBC is to inform, educate and entertain. People can still be entertained through education. I mean, there's a role for teachers to produce content that is educational and entertaining, to entertain young minds, young children, and teach them lessons from history. It goes without saying, you're best combining history education with the natural world, natural history, focusing on the here and now and reflecting on the past, doing research from the web to uncover facts. But the problem is, modern day smartphones don't allow you to do research from the web, create a narrative to speak on video, and then shoot video at the same time. You've got to just shoot video and say whatever comes to mind. The best people that shoot video, that work for TV stations, have whole teams behind them. So this is a real problem. The ability to do research and disseminate quality information is a real challenge. This is why the lack of technology innovation has led to misinformation. It's a cause of it, a symptom. The lack of technology information. I mean, let's go back to 1898 when Marconi sent the first wireless signal from Ballycastle to Rathlin Island along with politician George Kemp. 1898, over 100 years ago. Governments worldwide have not been investing in technology the same. This is a problem. We need technology information to spread around more accurate information, cut disinformation. This is West Hill, overlooking the golf course in West Hill Heights from the summit of Hillside Crescent on the 5th of April. April showers, 2022. Dates matter. Events always move on. Time moves on. Time marches on. Time stands still. Time and tide stand still for no man. And the tide's always going in and out. So, I mean, there's potential for wave power to be harnessed. I hear a helicopter. Can't see it. It's cloudy. Helicopters have to fly through cloud. So, there is technology innovation. But helicopters rely on fossil fuels. And electric helicopters in the sky are starting to take off. There was a test flight last year in 2021 over on the Western Isles of Scotland. This is news, and it's evolving. News is always evolving. It's significant. And look up here, it's breathtaking, with snow on the roofs of the houses. If you're disabled, you can't get outside, not if you're physically disabled. You need carers and wheelchairs, mobility scooters. It's harder to appreciate the natural world. So people that are physically disabled have really big barriers to overcome in terms of mental health. This is how mental health, taking care of yourself and looking after yourself, links to physical health. This is all significant in the here and now. 5th of April 2022. Just look at this bush with snow dripping off it. It's not dripping off it, it's stuck to it, but it's snowing. Roofs have white rooftops. Snow on the golf course. No golfers today. and West Hill Golf Club take a dim view of sledgers on the golf course. They say it ruins greens. This is from a golfing point of view. But young people, children, like to sledge and ski. But you can also break limbs skiing. Ski accidents have happened. Avalanches also, where people get buried under snow, climbing in the mountains in winter. But this is not winter, this is spring, this is April. Look at it, April, spring, spring weather. Spring weather in West Hill, Aberdeenshire, the northeast of Scotland, on the 5th of April 2022. Knowing the date is significant, and if you remember dates, you can spot trends and evolving patterns in the weather and climate. Oh, I've been shooting for 6 minutes. I hope this video file hasn't been split. I think it splits after 10 minutes, but I can't be clear. It's secluded up here at the summit of Hillside Crescent in West Hill, Aberdeenshire, North East Scotland on the 5th of April 2022. Spring. Spring weather. I can hear the birds, but the video probably can't pick it up. They're in the distance. Human hearing is superior to video cameras. So we need innovations. Just look around. Snow. And it's snowing. It's between midday and 1 p.m. Let's estimate it. I went out after lunch and I had lunch early. What time is it now? I don't know. The video camera doesn't tell me. I would need another device, such as a smartphone, to check the time. But juggling multiple devices is tricky when you've only got 2 hands. But the benefit of this Sony Handycam, which was the most compact, smallest video camera in the world at the end of 2008, the benefit of a compact video camera is you can hold a Nordic walking stick in one hand, walk through snow, trudge through snow without falling, and shoot video, motion. You know, when there's deep snow, it helps to have a pole, to dig into the snow, to wade through. You don't always need it. The snow's not deep today. It's not a major issue. I could easily trudge through the snow without a stick. But it's much deeper in Siberia usually. And Nordic walking stems from Scandinavian countries, Norway, Sweden and Finland. It's a tradition which is stemmed out of a desire by people of Northern Hemisphere countries to navigate through snow. It's also good for heart health. And people use Nordic walking when there's no snow, but that doesn't make much sense. You're better using it when there's snow. This is why it was invented. But it's actually not that deep today. But the benefit of a pole is you can put it into the ground. You can measure how deep the snow is. Put it out in front of yourself before you take a step, so you don't go headlong down some hole, because you don't know what lies beneath. I mean, this is basic security. Nordic walking has stemmed from basic security to keep people safe. But I can see footsteps, so I can see it's not actually that deep. Someone's gone here before me. Likely a dog walker. People walk dogs when there's snow, rain, wind and hail. This is what animal lovers do, pet lovers. They care for animals. And in caring for animals and pets need exercise, so you've got to venture outside. That's why there's footsteps up here. It looks remote and tranquil. People that are walking dogs are likely law-abiding. So, because they're distracted caring for the pet, they're unlikely to attack you. I feel safe up here. No one around. The birds singing. Snow on the rooftops. It's snowing. It's tranquil. And the snow is not that deep. I mean, just look at this. You don't really need a Nordic walking pole today, but it's still useful. The ability to have something to lean on, something to do with your hands. Sticks can give elderly people confidence. Sometimes you see elderly people walking and sticks don't touch the ground in reality, but they give people confidence to take a stride, take a step. But being confined to a wheelchair must be terrible. Mental health takes its toll. You can see the birds flying up here. Up with the birds. Birds love trees. Is there a crow? The birds are singing. The joy of spring. And centuries ago there was Antonio Vivaldi. He composed a song about spring. Composers have been making music about the change of the seasons for a long time. The change of the seasons for a long time. Antonio Vivaldi's Four Seasons Spring. He also did autumn as well. I don't know if he did summer. I haven't played that one. Video is best with motion. Staying still leads to boring videos. Ever-changing footage is what makes video more engaging. And having a narrative also makes it engaging. I mean, this is the 5th of April 2022. April showers over West Hill in Aberdeenshire, North East Scotland. You know, there's about 60 Aberdeens in the world. Well, I'm not sure how many there are in actual fact, but there are. Professionals with video do research. They have whole teams behind them. But there are a lot of Aberdeens in the world. But one thing is true, is there's 60 languages spoken in Aberdeen, North East Scotland. That's a fact. I know that. So I might be getting confused with the number of Aberdeens in the world and the number of languages spoken in Aberdeen in the northeast of Scotland. But there are around 60, according to Aberdeen City Council. It's the council's own estimates. I mean, Aberdeen in the northeast of Scotland is a diverse, cosmopolitan city with nationalities from all over the world. There's a big Polish population. And what's really unfair is the Polish population go to schools in underprivileged areas of Aberdeen, such as Woodside. This is what the council does. They put the migrants in the impoverished underprivileged areas of the city. This is Aberdeen City Council in North East Scotland, where the SNP Scottish Government is in power. It's the migrants that are disadvantaged. I seldom see people of colour walking about in West Hill, where there's oil offices, an affluent community. Video is more engaging when you've got a narrative, when you keep video still. But I don't like watching news programmes because often it's just presenters. You see faces. The news videos don't change. The scenery doesn't change. It's of studios and of reporters. Video is more engaging of real life, the real life natural world. It's snowing today, 5th of April 2022, at the top of West Hill Heights. This is West Hill Heights, where the houses are massive, steps leading up to the houses. Often families up here have multiple cars, 4x4s, necessary for when deep snow emerges. That's the reality. The winter of 2009 to 2010 saw 6 months of snow lying. The Scottish Government, under the SNP and Alex Salmond, were waiting for a thaw. Waiting for the snow to thaw. This is history, modern history, the history of modern Britain. It was Andrew Marr that produced that programme. People really battle against the elements. Everyone likes a photo opportunity of snow. But video is more true to life, engaging, and video with a narrative tells a story.